still have about 2 hours left. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. I don't think they're alive, you know, so. It does make me sad, but I also love them, so. Eyeballs and eye sockets. Happy Monday. We have to make this quick because I just got home from work and I have to go back to work in like 20 minutes. But I have no idea how long I need to read for today. I'm hoping it's not a lot because I don't have as much free time today as usual, so let's pray it's like 2 hours. So on Monday, "5 hours and 23 minutes. How did I spend 5 hours and 23 minutes on my phone? Oh, an hour of it was YouTube. I'm not gonna look at the rest of that. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like, screen time adds up so fast you don't even realize. How did I spend 5 hours and 23 minutes on my phone? Well, we're supposed to read for 5 hours and 23 minutes today. We'll see. Hopefully we can do this. But I get off work at 5:30, so that would be 10 p.m. if I go straight. So we'll just see. Well, we gotta pick our book. 5 hours and 23 minutes, guys. Okay. Alright, well, let's pick a book from my TBR because I haven't read any of these. So, you know what's funny? This one isn't even on my TBR. My head's cut off. Sorry. This one isn't even on my TBR, but it's the one I really want to read the most. It's Powerful, the novella to Powerless. You know what? I'm just gonna do what I want. That's what free will is, and I want to read it, and then we'll get to my TBR, okay? This one maybe only will take me 5 hours, hopefully less because it's pretty short. It's only a few hundred pages, so I think we could read this in today's time, maybe. It's so cute and little, like I'm obsessed with it. I'm gonna take this off immediately though. Oh my god, I just know I'm gonna cry. 5 hours and 23 minutes. I really don't know how I did that. I'm sorry, but that does not seem right. How is there an hour at 6 a.m.? I wasn't even awake. Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's just 5 hours, 23 minutes. I'm trying to like figure out if this is somehow wrong, like the phone's lying to me. It's done their math wrong, but I'm sure, unfortunately, I'm sure it's correct, so we just need to move on. Okay, 5 hours, 23 minutes. Oh my god. The dedication already. I just got back from work, but before work I read to page 22. I also listened to my audiobook on the way to work and on the way home, so I was letting the timer go down during that time. It's still reading, okay? I have 4 hours and 26 minutes left, and it's 6:30, and I haven't had dinner, so I don't know. I might not make it tonight, guys. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna try, though. It's 8 p.m. We still have 4 hours and 6 minutes left. I unfortunately cannot be reading till 12 in the morning when I have work tomorrow. I will be reading for the rest of the night as long as my eyes stay open, but I will be falling asleep probably around 10 p.m. But whatever we don't finish today, I will finish tomorrow, and tomorrow I will do better. I'm currently on page 50. We're gonna read for the next few hours, and tomorrow I only have work till 1, so I really have a lot more time to read. Like today I had till 5:30, so it's like, what am I gonna do, you know? Oh, but I am gonna listen to my audiobook while I get ready for bed to get some more time off, and I did want to just mention my current audiobook is Tales from the Cafe. It's like the second. Oh my god, you scared me.
Recording?
Yes. It's okay.
You're welcome.
Anyways, I'm currently listening to Tales from the Cafe. It's the second book in Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I don't know if that's a trilogy or what. I think there's like 4 or 5 books, so. But I've listened to this all day using that to get the timer down, and so far it's great. And it's just stories about people who go to the cafe to go back in time, and I love it. I'm like simultaneously sad and happy the whole time listening to those books. And then I'm going to read this. I'm literally 50 pages in, so I can't really say much, and I don't want to spoil anything because this is the novella for Powerless, so. Happy Tuesday. So, I have already failed. Yesterday was a fail. I still have about 2 hours left of yesterday's timer. So whenever we have to read today, we have to add on 2 hours. So we read about 3 hours yesterday. 3 hours and 30 minutes. Hey, could be worse. I always read like 2 books at once. I'm sorry if it's confusing, but that's just always how I do things. Luckily, we don't have to read as much today. Today, we only have to read an hour and 56 minutes. So technically, that's like 2 hours, and then we have an hour and 55. That's like so close. An hour 56 and an hour 55. So that's about 4 hours. I can do that. What is an hour and 56 minutes plus an hour and 55 minutes? Guys, I know it's about 4 hours, but I want the exact amount. 3 hours, 51 minutes, and 3 seconds. Guys, it's about to get sad. I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for this right now. I'm like this much left. I need to start the timer again. We have like 2 hours and 50 minutes left. Ugh, I'm scared. Hold on, let me just say, by the way, I'm having a pleasant time just holding this little book. I know we all kind of like hated on the fact that it's so small, but I'm actually loving the feel of it. Like laying in bed, like it's a hardcover and I'm laying in bed reading it and I'm not complaining. Because it's so cute and little and it doesn't hurt my hands. Just thought I would say that. Oh my gosh. My heart just can't take this, like... Oh my gosh, this is so sad. Oh my gosh. I finished. I like knew that was gonna be sad, but like that really got me. Well, we still have 2 hours and 19 minutes left. So we gotta pick out the next book because I think I just need to immediately go into it. I need to not think about this right now. You know, so next. Oh, I literally know what I'm gonna read. Like, why am I pretending I know what I'm gonna read? The Dead Romantics. I'm actually buddy reading this with Baylee Nicole Reads. I'll put her thing up here and her YouTube channel if you want to subscribe. But yeah, we're buddy reading this and we're supposed to start it today. So I actually don't have a choice. We're starting this book. I'm actually excited though. I'm pretty sure it's like a paranormal ghost romance. Like it might not be like scary, hopefully. I don't think they're alive, you know? So let's read this. I got to page 64 of The Dead Romantics. I'm on basically chapter 7, like I'm about to start chapter 7. It's good so far. It's funny and it's like easy to read, which is great. It's like what I need right now. Just the sad part happened, like the main character just got a call saying that one of her family members has passed away and she's gonna have to go back home, presumably, for the funeral. Like, that was sad. I was like, what? That's not a spoiler, by the way. It's on the back of the book, but... So I figured out also that she can, like, see dead people and, like, talk to dead people, and so can her dad. But it's, like, not, like, a normal thing that, like, everybody can do. So I don't really know. So I'm assuming there is going to be some dead romance. Now, hopefully we can continue this and have a good run tomorrow, but we'll see. Well, that's that. Good morning. Sorry if I look like I just woke up. It's because I did. We have to check our screen time for today. How is this factual? I don't agree with this. Like, I feel like stuff's running in the background and that's adding the time. But regardless, we have to read for 4 hours and 21 minutes today. 4 hours and 21 minutes. That's actually not that bad. I don't know why I'm complaining. I'm going to listen to my audiobook while I eat breakfast. I'll be here. Yes, I already took a bite out of my bagel. It is 1 o'clock. I'm home from work a little bit early. When I was driving in this morning, I listened to my audiobook, so we only have 3 hours and 41 minutes left. I think we can do it, for sure. It's a while later. I've just been laying down reading, but we have an hour left of the timer, and I'm about 46%, yeah, 46% into the Dead Romantics. So I want to read till I get to 50%, and then I think I'll take a break. I read the rest tonight laying in bed. So far, I'm really liking it. It's literally, like, sad because, like, a family member of hers died, and then now she's seeing a different dead person, and I'm like, this is kind of sad. But it's, like, interesting, and there's, like, funny parts. Oh, also I got on my Kindle, by the way, of course. And there's, like, mentions of real authors in this book, and I'm like, oh, I know that author, I know that person. So it's interesting to see that, and I just always love reading about, like, the book industry, and it's interesting and entertaining. So, oh, I also finished my audiobook earlier. I love how this one and Before the Coffee Gets Cold, like, at the end, it, like, wraps up everything so perfectly, and it, like, leaves you feeling not as sad, because, like, the book's content can sometimes be sad, and, like, the circumstances of why people go back in time and stuff is kind of sad, but it always, like, finds a way to let you, like, see the good and, like, see the light and, like, see the positive side of all of this, and, like, of loss and grief and stuff. Also, in this one specifically, I really liked how all of the stories intertwined and, like, came together, and you saw bits from one story and the next story, and they kind of, like, all flowed together, and I really liked that a lot. And it does make me sad, but I also love them. So it is 4 p.m. and I have not read it all today, so I'm a little bit scared to see the screen time that I have to read, or I guess the amount of time that I have to read, which is my screen time. Let's just see what the damage is. Okay, 5 hours and 11 minutes. So if I start now, I'll be done by 9 p.m. We gotta get going on this time. We're gonna start Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. We have about 2 hours left on our timer. I got to 13% of Gone Girl. So yeah, I'm not that far into it, but so far we have, like, a past and present timeline of the present is, like, in the guy's point of view, a husband and wife, and his wife is missing, and he discovered that she's missing, and, like, it's, like, going through the beginning stages of that, like, he was just at the police station and stuff. And then the past is, like, from the girl's perspective, and it's, like, when they met and, like, fell in love and, like, all that kind of stuff. So don't really have that many thoughts, but she's missing, and that's all I got. So I'm guessing we're gonna have to figure that out. And then for the Dead Romantics, I'm kind of sad because I'm kind of in the middle. I'm 71%, and at first, like, I was liking it, but then I just stopped liking it, kind of. Like, it's not bad, like, I'm not dragging my feet trying to read it, it's just I don't see where it's going at all, so I feel like that's kind of hard for me, and I don't really connect to one of the characters because, like, I feel like I can't. It's kind of hard to explain because I don't want to, like, spoil anything. I'm just confused. I guess that's it. I'm just confused. And like, yeah, it's not bad. I'm just not like, my heart's not in it, you know. I'm gonna continue it, hopefully finish it soon. Sally's gonna come up here. Do it. Okay. They got groomed today and he's so fluffy. And he actually smells good. Okay, let's read. I think I just predicted something in this book. I'm at 80%. I can't tell you, obviously, because I don't want to spoil it, but this is just my proof. Almost 7 hours. Also, he's sleeping up here, so we're letting him stay there, but 7 hours? Oh my god. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. You can stay though. I'm sorry. 7 hours. How did I spend 7 hours on my phone? That is humbling. Well, we got some hours to put in today, and luckily I started earlier while I was like taking a shower and getting ready for the day. I didn't know how much we had to do today, so I just started a stopwatch timer. So I've already listened to an hour and 9 minutes of my audiobook, so we'll just subtract that from the 6 hours and 50 minutes. So yeah, that gives us 5 hours and 41 minutes. Oh my gosh, that is actually still crazy. I finished The Dead Romantics last night. I don't know about this one, guys. Like, I feel bad that I didn't love it, but I also went into it with like such different expectations to what it actually was. Like, I was expecting like a cute contemporary romance, and it just really wasn't that, and I didn't really care for the romance at all. Actually, I could have done without the entire romance plot, but I did like the premise. Like, the idea of the book was really interesting, and I liked reading about like the ghost part, and I liked her family and like the small town vibe. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it, but I'll put my ratings at the end of the video. Yeah, I finished that one, so now I have to pick out a new book, and I honestly don't really want any of the books on my TBR. This happens to me every month. I pick a TBR and then I don't read any of them. All of my TBRs like romance, fantasy, fantasy-ish, romance. And I don't really want any of that, okay? I'm gonna be honest. I don't want any of that. So, what do I do instead? Well, let's pull out the Kindle and see, because why not? Why not read a book on this TBR when I can read a book that I don't even own? Actually, there are some books on here I can read. Oh, I could read The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Ugh, the Natural series. Like, I wish I could read that for the first time again. Like, I want something like that. Like, mystery with romance, maybe. Oh, you know what I can read? And I already have it, actually, I forgot. Okay, this might be perfect. Butcher and Blackbird. I don't really know what it is. I just know it's like, there's like a serial killer, I think, and there's romance, maybe. There might not even be romance. Let me look this up on Goodreads. The first description sentence is, every serial killer needs a friend. Okay. Every game must have a winner. This is giving Inheritance Games, Mind FUCK series vibes. When a chance encounter sparks an unlikely bond between rival murderers Sloane and Rowan, the two find something elusive, the friendship of a like-minded, pitch-black soul. From small town West Virginia to upscale New York... Wait, I just assumed it was going to say New York, but it's actually California. The two hunters collide in an annual game of blood and suffering, one that pits them against the most dangerous monsters in the country. But as their friendship develops into something more, the restless ghosts left in their wake are only a few steps behind, ready to claim more than just their newfound love. Is this perfect or what? Okay, sold. I'm reading that. Content and trigger warnings. Eyeballs and eye sockets. Ew. What does this mean? I'm sorry about the cookies and cream ice cream. In parentheses, I'm not really. Why is that in the trigger warning page? What? I'm actually kind of scared now that I read that whole list of trigger and content warnings, but chapter 1. I can always stop if I don't like it or if it's like too much for me, you know. Oh gosh. I'm 37%. Just read a scene that was a little disturbing, but not too bad. I had one of the trigger warnings in it where I was scared. One of the ones I was scared of, but we got through it and it's not too detailed so far. So I can like be okay with it, you know? But I'm enjoying this actually. Like, I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but so far I'm liking it. Nothing is too gory, dark, gross to where like I wouldn't want to read it. And I'm liking the plot. It's entertaining. I like the characters. I'm having a great time. And this is what I need right now. So I just thought I would update you on that. I'll let you know if it does get gross and gory and yucky for me. I am worried about the cookies and cream scene now. Like, what could that even be? I don't know. Well, now I know what the cookies and cream trigger warning means. Unfortunately, that won't be scrubbed from my brain, and I will have to have that up here forever now. But like, really wasn't that bad. But I'm just gonna move on. I'm 53%. We have an hour left, about 54 minutes left of the timer. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll finish this because I've started to read it more slow, and then I was listening to my audiobook earlier while I was like cleaning and cooking and doing the dishes and stuff. So it's entertaining and I'm enjoying reading it, but like I do have to skip and kind of like skim detailed paragraphs sometimes because I don't need to know all that detail. But it's not like unreadable for me so far. There was one scene where I was like, okay, skipping. Although it's like kind of like a weird premise, like two serial killers falling in love. I don't hate it. Like, if you can just like view it from a non-judgy standpoint, you'll probably like it. Like, I'm just like here for the vibes. Like, I'm just like la-di-da, you know? It's time for the final, my parting words, my final review, and final analytics. Let's figure out how many hours I read in total this week. So Monday I read for 5 hours and 23 minutes. Tuesday I read for an hour and 56 minutes. Wednesday 4 hours and 21 minutes. Thursday 5 hours and 11 minutes. And Friday 6 hours and 50 minutes, which gives us a total of, if this math is correct, which there is a very good possibility that it's not correct, if this is correct, I read for 23 hours and 41 minutes this week, which is crazy. And I only finished 2 books completely. Oh no, I finished 3. I finished my other audiobook. So I only finished 3 books fully, and then I'm in the middle of 2 other ones. So almost 5 books. I feel like that tracks with the amount of time that I read. So first I finished Powerful, which is the Powerless novella. So I really can't say too much about what it's about, but it's Adina's story, who is Peyton, who is the main character, and Powerless's best friend. So it's her story, and let me say, I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. It was just so sweet, and I loved the idea behind her story and like what made her powerful. And I liked being back in the powerless world. I loved the guy. It made me sad. It made me happy. It made me laugh. 4 stars. Then I finished my audiobook, Tales from the Cafe, and that one was really, really good. That one also made me laugh and cry and feel happy and sad all in one, which makes sense for what the book is about. I really liked how this one kind of like all of the storylines went together and flowed, and I liked being back in that world too. I gave this one 4 stars. The author is really good at like making it positive at the end, and I really like that. So 4 stars for that one, and it was just a really quick, easy read. Then I read The Dead Romantics, which unfortunately did disappoint me a little bit, just because when I went into it, I had the expectations that it was going to be a cute contemporary romance, and it really wasn't that, in my opinion. I did not even care for the romance at all, because most of the time I felt like there's no point to root for the romance. And then once I kind of got more into the romance, I was still really just like, I feel like it could have been a friendship just as easily instead of like a relationship, and I would have liked it more as a friendship, but that might just be me. I also did predict the twist, I guess, in this book, but I didn't predict one of the twists. I just predicted like the big twist, but I didn't really predict it to like 80%, so it's like not that big of a deal. I mean, they kind of laid it out for you, so I wouldn't say it like really hindered my experience at all. It kind of made me like the book more when that happened. I landed on a 3.5 star for this because, like I said, I didn't really care for the romance at all, but I still liked the premise of it. Was really interesting, and I liked how the author like talked about death a lot as well in this one, now that I'm realizing, and they also spun it in like a positive, inspiring way for the main character, and like how her story developed, I guess, her character development. You know what also this reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of Beach Read, how the main character in that book goes through like a funk where she doesn't like believe in romance, and she's like a romance author. Same thing, pretty much. And I liked how that developed, if that makes sense. 3.5 stars. I also started Gone Girl somewhere in between those two books, I'm pretty sure, and this audiobook is long. It is like 20 hours. I feel like that's really long, so I feel like it might get boring for me, but I honestly can't say. But I like it right now. It's just like I don't know how we have so much time left. Like, I'm kind of scared it's going to feel dragged out. But maybe something crazy will happen. I don't know. So I can't really give you my final rating on that, but it will be in my May wrap-up, so look out for that. And then the last book that I started was Butcher and Blackbird, which unfortunately I did not finish last night, but I did get to 67%. So I can't give you my rating for this also, but I'll probably finish it tomorrow or later tonight so I can put my rating up on the screen if I finished it. And then again, if you want to hear like my final thoughts about the book, you can watch my May wrap up when it comes out. Overall, I think we had a pretty successful week. Did I fail once? Yes, but I made up for it and it's fine. We moved on. I didn't fail again. And it really just puts into perspective how much time I spend on this little device right here when I could be reading 5 books. Like, that's crazy. How did I spend almost 7 hours on my phone on one day? I don't know. So maybe try this out if you're trying to spend less time on your phone, but I did enjoy reading so much this week, and thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, go ahead and subscribe so you can see more videos from me, and I'll see you really, really soon in my next video.